everybody doing? Welcome. If you're watching the replay, let me know. But if you're watching live, let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Let's kick this thing off here in like 90 seconds. I'm back on YouTube. Didn't stop teaching, just have been extremely busy. But let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Let's kick this thing off here in 90 seconds. If you can hit that like button and share this with a friend, let's talk some crypto here this evening. Let's go. Bitcoin's at $119,000. A lot to cover. Back on stream. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Starting here in about 90 seconds. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Argentina. Great to be Dream. How's everybody doing? How you feeling? Good to see ya. Most importantly, good to see you. I haven't seen some of y'all in a few months, but I'm here. We have a lot of great things planned here for YouTube over. Really going to be starting here very soon, but I hope you're doing well. If I haven't talked to you, have not been creating too much content for YouTube, but that's changing. Just got back from 3 weeks on the road, been building new businesses, been extremely busy in the personal life, but I hope you're good. I hope you're doing well. And I'm excited to be back. I will be doing some streams from here and there back on YouTube. We had a lot of fun a couple months ago. And if you go through my channel, I've been in the crypto space for almost 9 years. January or Q1 of next year will be 9 years. So over 8.5 years, I've been, through all these different cycles, and I'm excited to talk about what's going on because I was there when this happened. I was there in March of 2018, right? This guy named Kenneth Rogoff at Harvard University said Bitcoin is a lot more likely to be at $100 than $100,000. Can we talk about that real quick? Let's actually watch this video from Kenneth.
A U.S. bank.
Okay, we're going to watch this video after this ad from Kenneth. Now, just think about that. They said it was more likely in March of 2018. Can we just real quick go to March of 2018? I think this chart that I'm on, Bitcoin was at $10,000. And this guy said, hey, it's more likely to go to $100 than to $100,000. Well, Kenneth, or what's his name? Kenneth Rogoff from Harvard University. He's probably not too happy. And in 9 seconds after this US bank ad, let's see what he has to say. Are you ready? Let's see if the video's even there. Oh, no, the video's not even there because they deleted it. Drop some twos in the chat if you think that's kind of funny. You know what's even funnier is Harvard this week, instead of buying it at 10,000 when they made that whole famous speech when Kenneth said that, his video is not even up anymore. That's hilarious. Guess what? They just invested $116 million. Harvard University bought $116 million of Bitcoin through the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. Isn't it crazy how people go from rejecting to now full acceptance? Now, I don't even know who Kenneth is. He's just the one that was in that video. But they should have just put their mouth. They should have just closed their mouth and they would have already had a 10x on their money. And instead, they were buying Bitcoin at 116,000 and they could have had it at 10,000. Okay. Isn't that kind of crazy? And I'll answer some questions here. Just once again, I want to say it's good to be back on here. A lot of familiar names and also some new names in the chat. I hope you're doing well. If you're doing well, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button for you. So anyways, that's kind of funny. Now, when we look at where crypto's at today, let's refresh this CoinGecko. Market's moving. Man, times have changed really quickly. We were doing some streams a couple months ago. Bitcoin was not at 120,000. Ethereum's at 4,200. We can give a golf clap for Ethereum for making some moves here. XRP's at 319. We'll talk about that in just a moment. BNB is at 800 bucks. And I think BNB is a great example of what is going to happen for the entire altcoin market here soon. It's great to see you guys. Hello, Annie. Welcome to the party. What's up, Klebs? What's up, Nick, Laura, Vincent, Renee, Angela, Aaron? Good to see you guys. Yeah. BNB, in a January of 2021, ETH ran first, and BNB literally went from not even the price. Look at the market cap. It went from 18 billion, no less. It went from 6 billion to 100 billion. It did like a 25 multiplier in money, right? And in price, it went from 40 bucks to 600 bucks. I think there is a downplay to how big this altcoin run potentially could be. For those that have been waiting for this case, I mean, I was there. I've been in XRP since 2017. You look at XRP here, lawsuit happens. People think it's it's over, right? People thought it was over. But look at the volume. I mean, look at all the money that came in at these lows. And I mean, yeah, I came in at those lows. Let me know if you caught XRP under 30 cents. You are an MVP, right? Market, came into this candle, brought back down, and then it went sideways. And here's the thing is we live in a world, especially since 2020, so much has changed, right? But we live in this TikTok generation where people literally have microwaves as mindsets, as beliefs, as their subconscious habits, right? What's up, Samuel? So when people see something like this on a chart, they're like, wow, I'm not going to buy this. Wow, I'm going to start to buy. Wow, I'm going to sell. But here's the point. It went sideways. And anytime you see any market go sideways, what do you think you should do? I mean, another sideways market that has paid us very well, that has, fed a lot of people, these sideways markets here, right? You have, sideways movement. We caught that run. Sideways movement here, May of 2022 to 2023. Sideways movement, breakout, pullback. I mean, Chainlink's going probably $35 very, very soon. And most people have none. Here's the good part. Most people have none in their portfolio. And I could do a whole class on Chainlink. I mean, I could do a whole webinar on just Chainlink's utility. And Chainlink, even at 15, is so undervalued. Chainlink is a 100, 200 billion, 300 billion market cap project, I believe, in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe even a lot sooner. Okay, the White House put out a document last week or 2 weeks ago, and they literally had Chainlink in the document talking about the strength in some of these projects. They mentioned Chainlink and they mentioned Ondo, 2 powerful projects. We got Pastor Danny in the building. What's up, bro? Good to see you. This is like a whole reunion on YouTube here today. I haven't done a YouTube stream in like 3-4 months. Good to see you guys. Happy Sunday. I'll take a look at Polkadot in a few minutes. So obviously, big victory here. The SEC dismissed their case, their part. XRP dismissed their part, and it's over. It's done. The judge signed something on Friday. It's 100% over. And it happened the same day that President Trump signed an executive order. I mean, a lot of us don't understand how big this is right here. Okay. Trump signed an executive order that now really allows these 401ks, these pension plans, to move other people's money or their own money, right, into cryptocurrency. And this is, I think, one of the biggest things in the world, really, for crypto. There is a company, if you live in the US, you know this company. They're called Fidelity. They have $6 trillion in AUM, assets under management. Take a look at this. They've been pushing crypto for years. My dad has a, he teaches at a university and some stuff, and I believe his retirement account he has like a retirement account with this for that, with this company for that, and they've been emailing him and telling him about crypto and stuff that they've been doing for years, and now you can literally convert your 401k and get direct exposure to crypto. And they're doing this, everybody, when Bitcoin's at 120,000, when Ethereum's at 4,200, and I think Ethereum has a shot to get to some of these levels up here, 8, 9, 10, 11,000. And I'm not going to give all the reasons why, but I think my extreme target is going to be 30,000 plus for ETH. Maybe not in this run. And I'm definitely not giving you any financial advice here. Please talk to a financial advisor. Crypto is risky. Maybe I need to say all these things. And if you do not learn, you will lose it all. Okay? Just make sure that's in the video. I don't want you saying, oh, Mike talked about crypto today. He's back. That means the market's going to go higher, and then it pulls back, and then, you sell at a loss. If you don't get educated, just like anything, you're going to take some losses. Anybody try this before? I'm trying out this new coconut water. The only ingredient is coconut water. Red flag. If there's more than one ingredient in coconut water, you're not drinking coconut water. So I think we're in a really good position here. Okay. Also, you go to DeFi Llama, one of my favorite things. My Instagram is DeFi Mike. How many of you guys are following me on Instagram? There's only one Instagram, and do not fall for scams if you're not following me. There's a blue check mark, and don't send money to fake accounts. When you go to DeFi Llama, okay, this is a really important number, and this shows me right now that we are about to go on a crazy altcoin run. Right now, in total value locked in DeFi, we're sitting at 150 billion. In the 2021 peak, we were at about 180 billion. So we're not even back there. What's the difference? There's more money in the supply in the world right now. Okay, we've been printing money the past 2 years. The US money supply is going up. Okay, the Federal Reserve is printing, and soon they're going to cut rates, which I'm not going to go into all of that right now. I'll bring it up in just a moment. But we are printing money, guys. The US is printing money. And I really, for those that are not investing in the markets or just want a really good example, most people, this is how they make money. And there's nothing wrong with this, because this is what all of us are taught. Yeah, maybe it's 200. What is that, a month? Here's the problem with this, okay? And this is becoming more of an issue because of inflation and the cost of things, and home prices are very, very high. Okay, I was golfing earlier. I got like these bad allergies. I was around these trees. I think I'm allergic to like oak trees or whatever. So here's the problem. If you work 40, 50 hours a week or 200 hours a month, and you get some money and you go buy, a hoodie or a jacket, and that costs, let's say, $40, and you make $20 an hour. Okay, well, that's, 2 hours of your life. You're wearing 2 hours of your life. Okay, this camera that I'm doing a bunch of vlogs on that you guys will see, I have a ton of new content coming out here. That was $800. Okay, if you made $20 an hour, you get where I'm going with that. So here's the only solution. The only solution is learn how to grow. The only solution is learn how to invest and to grow. You could still have a job. You could still have a family. You could still do all those things. But here's the reality. This isn't 30 years ago, where if the average home, the average household made 50, 60K a year, homes were costing 100, 200K. it was like a 1 or 2x from the average household income for the average cost of a house. The average household income right now in America is about 80K. That's for 2 people. So the average person in America right now makes about $40,000 a year. The average home right now in America is about 400,000. Okay, do you see it's like a 4 to 5 multiplier from the average household income. Let me know in the chat if you see the problem here. Now you could just say, well, I'm gonna get a better job, or I'm gonna go do, okay, that's fine. But put a 1 in the chat if you see the problem. The problem is that inflation is going so fast. The cost of things are going up so fast. And that's why in 2009, the first Bitcoin block was mined. Satoshi releases the white paper, and it comes right after the housing crisis. And in the Genesis block, can we find that real quick? Let me find that. This would be so cool to go over real quick. Hold on. Yeah, this was what it was said in the Genesis Bitcoin block in the message. The Times 03 January 09, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. So it seems like, right, Bitcoin was created because of what the banks did in 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009, right? It failed. The whole system failed. And when you study history, when you study history and you look at, let's actually pull this up real quick. World reserve currencies from the beginning of time. Okay, a lot of people don't even know this. I was showing this to some of my students the other day. Like the first world reserve currency, okay, was actually the Portuguese dollar. 1450 to 50. Now watch this. 1450 to 1530. Oh my God, so many ads. Then you had the Spanish dollar, the Dutch dollar, the French dollar, sterling, American dollar. Can somebody tell me what they see in the pattern of the amount of years that these currencies last? 80 years. 110 years. 80 years. 95 years. Who sees the pattern here? We are over 100 years right now in that sweet spot where currencies fall, where currencies change. And that's why I believe whether Bitcoin was created by the CIA or it was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, who's actually a real person, which there's a lot of conspiracies on who it could be. Maybe I'll make a video on all the different people that potentially it could be. There's a couple, Jack Dorsey, Schwartz, the guy that's the CTO of XRP. These are people that were studying and actually using cryptography in the early 2000s. Okay, blockchain wasn't new. Cryptography and blockchain had been built in the 90s and 2000s. Go research history on that. Here's the point. The system changes. The monetary system changes. And what's exciting, okay, does everybody see that? Put a 1 in the chat if you see that. The exciting thing is that you're here right now. Now, just because you're here doesn't mean you're going to make any money. Just because you're here doesn't mean you're going to have success. Just because you're here right now does not mean you are going to, get wealthy in the markets. There is a level. There is a level of discipline that you have to build your portfolio, to be a trader, to be an investor. Okay? So when you go to DeFi Llama, first thing that I notice here, I want to talk about Ethereum for just a moment, because Ethereum is the key to all of us having a really good alt rally. And hopefully you've been positioning yourself for years. Hopefully you've been following me and at least taking some of the free value. on my website. I mean, there is literally so much free stuff. I don't want anybody to say a dang thing that I did not try to help you. I released a free course when Bitcoin was at 50K. It's the most recent course. It's literally free. And if you took that, hopefully you paid attention to the coins that I talked about. You could also go here, go to MikeSotero.com. All the books, right? Investor's Compass, valuable. Tokenomics Blueprint. I wrote that and released it when Bitcoin was at $16,000. A free book there for the crypto and a good starting point for crypto. So anyways, right now, what do you see? Now, this market is closed until the morning. It's closed until the morning. It's basically the stock market, right? You can't get in and out of these ETFs until stock market opens. So right now, this is not even pricing in the movement that we're having on the weekend. But you can see Friday closed bullish. Money is flowing into ETH. And Bitcoin just made a move up. So look at this. 1 month change. These are all of the biggest DeFi projects. Okay? You guys see this? 33%, 38%. And guys, in a few minutes, I'll ask, you guys can ask some questions and I'll rapid fire a couple of them, okay? Egan layer. I don't know what the heck this is. Where did this come from? Why is this even on here? Like, Binance is so sketchy. What the heck is Binance stake ETH? Liquid staking? I swear I look at this site every week and I never seen this on the list. Anyways, this is Maker, right? Sky is Maker. Look at the month change. What this is showing me and telling me is that money's flowing into DeFi right now. Why? Because ETH is on the move, right? How many people have Ethereum in their portfolio? And look, just guys, just respectfully, I'm not telling you to buy ETH right now. I made an Instagram reel. How many of y'all saw that? What's up, PK? PK's on here. I made an Instagram reel. What day was this? And basically calling out 21 weeks ago, $1,000 at the highs. Go watch it. It's on my page. I mean, come on. Did anybody pay attention to I mean, literally, I was talking 1800. It was the last dip. Yeah. Our original ETH positions are even before this chart, somewhere here and then here. And then we had one more push down, and this was it. So you're probably never getting Ethereum again under $1,500. Unless this is the top and then we come back. But I think you're never going to get Ethereum under $1,000 to $1,500 ever again. And there's this saying in crypto, everyone gets Bitcoin. I like the big four, so I say it like this. Everyone gets the crypto big four. The big four are Bitcoin, XRP, Sol. At the price they deserve. See, some of y'all did not deserve Ethereum at $100 because you were so skeptical. Or maybe you weren't in crypto. I don't know. Some of y'all definitely did not deserve Solana under 20 because you were on OpenSea buying pictures of animals when I told a lot of people, like, that's not the smartest place to be. Did I lose money on NFTs? For sure. Probably lost 100 on it. No, maybe not 100. I did make some money. I probably lost like 50. Made it back in other places, thank God. But guess what? I was preaching, and you can go to my Twitter, in this level here, even for ETH as well. And I was saying, do not swap your Sol and your ETH into these stupid NFTs because you're going to regret, especially over leveraging yourself. I bought at 12 and sold. Well, it depends where you sold at. ETH exits, I think we have a long way to go. ETH eventually, you know, it depends also how you want to play the game. If you want to play the game, hey, I'll see you in 10, 20 years. I would not be selling ETH under $10,000. I think that's just stupid. All my students know some of the longer term price targets and how Ethereum, how the supply for Ethereum is going to start to drop over the next 10, 15 years. So anyways, back to this. I think DeFi is about to explode. Okay. I'm not going to give out any projects here on my streams. All my students get the exact levels. If you want to work directly with me, reach out to me on Instagram, DeFi Mike Soterin, shoot me a message. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is just really some updates for this week. We have inflation numbers coming out. NFTs will make a comeback. NFTs will make a comeback in the bigger communities. The best community right now in NFTs, and most people can't afford an NFT, is Pudgy Penguins. So if you want exposure to NFTs, you buy Pengu. I'm not telling you to do that. I haven't called this out, but this is the easiest way to bet on. This is the Disney, and they probably might partner with Disney or Netflix here very soon. I wouldn't be surprised. And this is the way to get that exposure. And it does have a max supply. So that's a pro. I'm not telling you to buy this right now. They gave me a bunch of free tokens. Shout out to Pudgy Penguins. The average Pudgy Penguin right now, I mean, most people can't even afford this. So let's not even go there, but I'll show you the price. $64,000. Okay. Now, I do think those are going to go to $250,000. And I am not just saying that. I do think Bored Apes will return back to 100, 200K. Okay, right now they're at 50. I think they're going back to 100K. I'm not telling you to buy this. This is my opinion. I still have my Mutant Apes. Okay, and I did not sell because I was not selling low. And I'm not actually not even down that bad. I'm like break even on the fiat price. I'm like down maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500. So actually, I'm not even down that bad on my Mutant. And honestly, I already got my money back because I went to a Mutant Ape event. I went to 2 of them, and I met people and did business deals with multiple people, and I made way more than that. So honestly, this is a ticket to go to the Yuga events, and that's how I looked at it from day one, and I was okay with that. Everybody else, trash. Tell them I said it. You got founders. You have NFT founders launch projects and buy real estate months later. I think the CFTC needs to investigate them. All right, let's go back over here. I think Flow could do well. It's just it's gonna lag. It's gonna lag. Okay. Back to this inflation. Now look, finally they gave us the forecast. 2.7 previous, 2.8. So they're predicting inflation to go a little bit higher. Honestly, it might not be a bad idea for inflation. Like we might want inflation to stay at 2.8. Maybe even go to 2.9, because right now the market is pricing in a rate cut. I do expect a large correction either before or after if we get a rate cut. So I do think a rate cut is coming either September or October. Market's pricing in September. We still have 5 weeks, so a lot could happen. And it kind of makes sense. If we actually go here, if we actually go to coinglass.com and we look at quarterly returns, Q4, right? October, November, December. October, November, December. September could be some sort of big correction. And then Ethereum loves to run, right? Look at 100%, 22%. Ethereum has done very well, and DeFi has done very well, and even Bitcoin in Q4, right? Obviously, 2022 was hell for everybody. But other than that, I mean, we could see a late rally, but maybe a correction before. Look at that ETH chart. I have videos on my channel for sure, where all I did, so funny, all I did was I just drew a fib of the body of the candle, and we bought off that. And that's the simplicity of like if you just took a fib from the body of the candle, which is one strategy on how I use my fibs. Literally all you had to do was just wait for the 80, 88.6. And if you're one of my students, you know why we love that level. This is coconut water. YouTube, just making sure I'm not drinking on the channel. This is coconut water. Just confirming with y'all. Okay. What do you think about Sui? I like Sui. I am late to Sui. So honestly, I called it out when it was at $1. I did not buy it, just full transparency. And then I did not buy it when I had this level drawn up for whatever reason. I was buying other stuff. I think I was buying more Chainlink. So I like it. I think it will go to $5 to $6, $7. This looks, like an early layer one crypto. Um, when you go here, I mean, even when you look at almost a lot of these charts, they look very similar. Um, like early charts. You have like this pump, pullback, rally, pump, pullback, rally. Oh, I'm on Chainlink. I'm supposed to be on ETH. Hold on. I mean, honestly, it might do one of these. It might do one of these crazy pump, low, higher, low, boom, pump, pullback, low, low, and then just goes. So I could see it. I could see it at $7, $8, $9. I think it'll do well. I think layer ones are going to have a comeback. I think, or I don't think, I know, I remember in 2017 and in 2021, like the retail, um, the retail mind was just Bitcoin's too expensive. Like literally, they would just look at the dollar. ETH is too expensive. What's the cheapest coin? There were people DMing me like, "Oh my God, how do I make money on Tether?" And those are bullish. Those are signs to take profits. When you hear that. What's the brand of the coconut water? I don't know. I saw this at Publix. Cocoa Joy. It's actually pretty good, and it's I don't know how much ounces this is. Four. This is in milliliters. I don't know. It's fire. Thoughts on liquid staking? The SEC just deemed liquid staking not as a security, so I think it's super big. So, anyways, retail is just going to come here and buy like cheap coins. So I think that's in our favor for sure. And I think when Ethereum breaks, even Ethereum spending some time up. I mean, the longer Ethereum stays up here, I mean, just it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna sell off into this candle. I think we may get a little pullback and then it just rips. This is the magical chart. Put a 2 in the chat if you've seen me go over this chart in the past 2 years. If you've watched my content, watched my videos, if you've done anything in my channel or working with me one-on-one or whatever, we've been talking about this literally. I mean, obviously back then, 2022, we've been waiting for price to come back into this candle. And yes, the prices of Bitcoin and every asset has gone up, but this is where we have the run. Now, I think we need to break at least this wick, and when we do that, I'll probably be getting out of the market. Just being straight up. I've been holding some of these things for a long time, and I will be shifting and doing different strategies that all my students will learn about and know about. Um, so good news. Good news here. This was a very important candle here. Price tried to come about 50% and failed. So I think this is going to continue down. If we look at volume, okay, I mean, this is really nice here. Big volume here. I think we are coming at least into this candle, 56 to 54%. And that's where I'll probably look to take some off the table. But right now we're holding. I think this wick gets filled. I really do. Like, look up here. Look at the big volume. Where did it come in? Came up here. Big volume coming in up here. So I think that's what we're waiting for here. What's the percentage inside your box? in the low 50s. Low 50s, and we will see XRP above 6, 7 bucks. Ethereum should be above 7, 8,000. Just look here. Okay, I'm not going to give exact entries on YouTube, but big volume, market traded into it. I mean, let's go to the monthly here. See how the market's going up and volume is so low? That's so good. I think we can break this. I think the moment this breaks here, I mean, if we trade back into this candle, I mean, geez, that would be wild. But the moment that we sweep this liquidity, I will be 100% getting skeptical and probably getting out of some positions. And, everybody's going to have a different approach to this. When I talk about the crypto big four, this is just what I talk about. BTC, ETH, XRP, Sol. I do believe, this is just my personal, what I'm going to do. Of course, there's a percentage of these, like a percentage of each coin that I will never sell. Why would I give up those entries, those early day entries? So of course you want to, because let's say XRP goes at 8 bucks, okay, as an extreme, 8, 9 bucks. If it pulls back, it might go to 3, 4 bucks. Maybe 250, 3 bucks. You're never going to see a sub 80 cents XRP again, or 50 cents, unless this is the top. Unless we're topping out right now and I have to delete my YouTube channel, then maybe so. But if the market's going to go and do what I think it's going to do the second half of August and do very well the next year, you're never seeing ETH under 1,000. You're never seeing Sol under 40, 50 bucks again. So you're going to give up those entries. Wealth is built through time. Wealth is built through accumulation. And I believe that these four especially, you could even add Chainlink into the mix there. I think Chainlink can go 40, 50, 60 bucks very quickly and probably a lot higher one day, $100, $200 plus. So you got to ask yourself, what's your goal? You know, you who can guess? I have a question for you guys. And then any questions, guys, in the chat, let me know. I'm gonna answer a couple questions. I have a couple calls here. I gotta get on here soon. But who can tell me, don't Google this. How many bull runs does the average American or the average person go through in their life? Okay. Who knows the answer to this? Do not Google it. How many bull runs, okay, does the average person go through in their life? I'm new to investing. Is it too late? Absolutely not. It is not, but you have to be guided in the right way. You can still do very well in crypto. Very, very well. If you understand main cap, mid cap, low cap, and timing of those things. The average person, before you guys look it up, the average person in their lifetime, okay, now this is obviously a couple of these wouldn't count because, it's like every it's like 4.7 years or whatever. The average person, though, goes through about 18 and a half bull runs. 18 and a half in their lifetime, okay? In their lifetime. Now, probably like 4 of them, 4 to 5, let's even say 8. Because, you can't really invest when you're 4 years old, right? Let's say you miss 8 of them every 4 years. And that's 10 left over. Honestly, you catch 1 or 2 with the right amount of capital and things can change really quickly. Go Google it. Go ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you about 18 and a half. Okay. That's why the S&P, gives you a return about 10% a year. But go research this. Go ask ChatGPT told me 18, so that's what I'm gonna say. Right? 1 or 2 really nice runs with the right amount of capital. The problem that most people have, and let's just keep it real, is they have a capital problem. They have no money. So they're in crypto, they're in stocks, they're doing options, they're, whatever. They're here in the space at the right time, but they have no money. And that's like, you got to fix that first. I'm not going to fix that for you. I'm not going to go work the job for you. I'm not going to go do applications for you. I'm not going to go sell for you. But you have to figure out the capital problem first. Oh, for sure, Maria. Most people won't even take advantage of anything in their life. What did Les Brown say? Most people are bystanders in their own life. They're actors. Bob Proctor, I remember him saying that in Vegas in 2014. He said most people are actors in their own movie. They're just actors. Yeah, what is ChatGPT telling you? 18, 19, 20. Liam says 20. 507 says 20. Let me know what ChatGPT is telling you. So any questions in the chat, feel free to drop them. 18 bull runs in your life, and most people can't even take advantage of just one. Thoughts on H bar? It's an ISO coin. It should do well. It's at 25 cents right now. Probably gets back to 40, 50 cents. Our students were taking positions, whoops, at like 7, 8 cents. So it's kind of tough for me to tell anybody to go grab some right here. This is not the chart that I'm looking for. Is it this one? I swear I delete some of these charts. We were playing into this level here, here, and then here again. I wouldn't personally accumulate unless it came back under 16 cents. Adam, just shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram. TP on Sol with percentage dominance. I don't know. If you look at Sol BTC, it's like XRP. I mean, I think it has a lot of room to run. You know, I look at this type of pattern right here. Whoops. You know, and it's kind of like this one didn't break structure on that time frame. But if you go down in time frames, I mean, I do think this can break and make a move and at least sweep these highs. So I think Sol goes to like 3, 4, 500. I don't think it's going to go to thousands like a lot of people expect because it's been so hot. So I hope I'm wrong. I mean, Sol is one of my biggest holds. I really do hope I'm wrong. But something like XRP, you know, we filled this imbalance. If we can just slow down here, this is really where I want to see price. Somewhere up here for XRP against BTC. Thoughts on Polkadot? I'll do a few more, guys, and then I need to jump off. I mean, the risk to reward is here. So if new money is coming in, I mean, this gives you, I mean, just look at the chart. The question will be, do we return back into that high? Do we return back into $46? I don't know. But the good news is big spike, equal highs. I mean, just coming back to this, I mean, I think this gets hit $12. So just back to those highs. If you were to buy here, just there, okay, here's how you do this. Risk right now, you put it at 0. Okay, you buy some, put $1,000 in, there's your risk. It goes to like, why does that say 1 to 2? Oh yeah, so you would be up like 200%. So this is about a 1 to 2 risk to reward, or no, 1 to 3 risk to reward. I don't know why that says 1 to 2. If you buy some at 4 and it goes to 12, you just did a 200% gain. Yeah, so 1 to 2. No, I have not received my Solana phone. I have to find the wallet that I used when I bought it and pray that transaction went through. I was doing way too much stuff that day. Yeah, stop loss to 0. Facts. ChatGPT says 14, 18. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, even that's still relatively relatively crazy. I really do hope Coinbase can come back into this candle. I really want Coinbase. I want more Coinbase around 230, 240. And I really want more PayPal, which I think we're going to get. I'm very confident we're going to get PayPal back down here. If you guys were following my channel, we've been slamming PayPal. We had this huge level of liquidity, breakout pull. I mean, this was just barbecue. And now I think we're going to pull back. So I really like to see that level. But guys, this has been a lot of fun. We'll do it again sometime soon. Let me know in the chat if you had some fun here. Hit that like button. It lets more people on YouTube know that we're doing this. Now, I'm back on YouTube. We have some vlogs coming out. You're going to see a bunch of different content on my channel, but it would mean the world if you guys can hit the subscribe button. It costs you literally nothing. Means everything to me. And I am going to be dropping some more content here on YouTube. Just had to get a bunch of other stuff figured out. I've been traveling, I've been golfing, but I'm going to be dropping all types of content on here. You know, some trading value on the golf course. We're going to be cooking some of that up. We'll do some chart stuff. We'll go live from time to time. And if you guys are not following me on Instagram, I would highly recommend doing that. And please do not send money to fake accounts. There's a blue check. And if you want to learn how to trade and how to invest from me, you can reach out to me there. Or if you just took away one or two things from today's couple minutes together, would love to answer any questions as well in DM. So hope y'all have a good rest of your night. Why, when altcoins were pumping, XMR is jumping? I don't even know what XMR is. And remember, oh, Monero. Monero is going to have its own cycle because it's a privacy coin. So like if somebody actually cracks the code, oh, Monero's dropping because of the Tornado Cash situation. Monero is a privacy coin, which means you can move money without anybody seeing it on the blockchain. So that's a conversation for another day. The IRS actually put a bounty on them for like 500K or something, and nobody's been able to crack it. So honestly, it's a very risky play. It's a very risky play. But why was I not shorting this? Like sometimes I open up a chart and I get really frustrated. Like, why did I not have sell limits up here at 400 bucks? That's crazy. Anyways, y'all have a great night. I miss these sessions. I miss you too. Come say hello. Carisha Perez. Appreciate you. Yeah, rewatch it. Hit the like button, share with a friend. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. God bless you.